Hi everyone, it's Meridy here, and I'm here with the Not Just for Boys May 2021 Page Kit instructions. And what you're going to get with your Page Kit today is one set of puffy foam thickers, one package of Vicki Boutin Color Study stickers, this piece of Vicki Boutin Color Study paper, and 2 pieces of this Chamel rainbow paper, and 1 piece of this, what is it called here? Basil blue cardstock, and 1 piece of white cardstock that's smooth. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is cut the branding strips off all of your paper, and then follow the cutting guides that are outlined in your instruction sheet that came with your Page Kit. So I'm gonna go do all of those cuts, and I'll be back when I have it all cut. I do want to say one thing about cutting the white paper. There are measurements on your instructions, and the white paper is going to be cut at an angle like this, and the measurement is going to show exactly how far in you measure and exactly where you cut from the corner. And I'm actually going to do that paper live on video here in 1 second, so I'm going to cut that one very last and show you how to do that. Okay, so in order to cut the white piece of paper at that angle, first of all, you're gonna cut it in half at 6 inches. These measurements are all given in your instructions, but I'm just showing you how. Then you're going to need to take a ruler. I am going to use a tape measure. And I'm gonna use permanent markers so you can see it well on the video, but you could use pencil, that would be just fine too. You're going to measure 4 inches over from the left-hand side and put a little dot. Okay, and then you're going to measure 6 inches up so that it's right in the center, because right now this is 12 inches tall. So 6 inches up and 4 inches over, that's where those 2 points meet. And then you're going to take your trimmer and you're going to cut from where those 2 points meet all the way up to this top corner like that, and then all the way down to this bottom corner. And it will be straight lines, and it will be right in the center, and that's the size that you'll need it. Oops. So I'm just going to stop right when I get to that center. And if you used pencil to make your line, you can just erase your pencil marks then. But since this paper is completely the same up or down, I'm just going to use the back so you can't see where I wrote with marker. Okay, so this is what is going to go on the left-hand side of your layout, and that is how you cut it. So now we can start putting together the layout. And the first thing that you're going to do is take one of the pieces of Chamel paper, and you're just going to adhere that shape, that wedge triangle shape that you just cut. If you wanted to mix it up a little, you could easily cut like a rainbow curve shape there. You don't have to do this straight shape. But I know that the words in my title fit perfectly when you do the dimensions that I just told you. The 4 inches over and then 6 inches. So let's just get that adhered down. And it's going to go all the way to the edge of the rainbow paper. So that is going to be the base of this side of the layout. And I am going to use, again, like I usually do, white paper to represent my photos on this layout. So I have one photo that's 4 inches by 3 inches, and it's portrait orientation, and one photo, it was a 4 by 6, but I trimmed an inch off of the end. You don't have to, it will still fit even if it was 6 inches long, but I'm using the exact same dimensions here that I used on my sample layout that everyone has seen. And then you're going to take the branding strips that you have left, and I tore the end, and the first branding strip goes right under this photo, and then tear the other end I was not very scientific in my measuring. I just put it under the photo and tore. I'm gonna flip it up because I got a little sliver of the pattern paper on there. And then the next piece of branding strip that I'm going to use, I'm gonna give it a tear again so that the white is showing inside. So tear up towards you. And that one goes right here. I just eyeballed it, guys. I did not do particular measurements. I just got my pictures down and eyeballed it. I'm giving a little tear up so that the white of the inside of the paper is showing. And then that one is just going to stick right under there. And then the other branding strip that you have is going to go, I just gave it a little tear, and I'll give it a little tear down here. And save this piece because we use it on the other side of the layout. But that is where those branding strips go. And I'm going to adhere those down. The next step that we're going to do is, you got a 12 by 12 piece of this blue cardstock in your kit, and you may mat your pictures on this blue cardstock if you'd like. I wanted to try something different, so I didn't even use this blue cardstock in my layouts at all. Instead, I painted with acrylic paint, just regular old acrylic paint. I painted the edges of my photos. So for the photos on this side, I just used blue acrylic paint and I put it on a makeup wedge, and I just slid the makeup wedge, oops, right along the side, almost as if you were using ink from an ink pad and inking the edges. I just slid it right alongside of the photo like that. I'm gonna set it to the side to dry. And I did the same for the other picture for this layout, this side of the layout. And then I used the same technique on the right-hand side of the layout, although I did use different colors. So I didn't do all of them blue on the other side of the layout. Oops, this is kind of getting crazy. If you like precise and precision, this is probably not the technique to try. Just use the blue paper in the kit and mat your pictures. If you like a little bit of mixed media and a little bit of organic shapes and organic lines, this is a nice thing to try. You can also probably use Distress Oxide inks, work the same way, and they will show up on photos. I tried that. It does take quite a while for the Distress Oxide ink to dry on your photo though. So the acrylic paint will dry in a few minutes. Okay, while those faux photos are drying, I'm going to work on the rest of the pieces of this layout. I used this cut apart that says love, love, love. And I grabbed the cut apart that is the clipboard papers, and I fussy cut that just because I thought it was a little more interesting fussy cut than not. And I just fussy cut it real quickly with a little border around it. Ooh, my scissors are so dirty. I need to clean them. Okay, after I fussy cut this, we'll just leave that over here ready for its place. And what we're gonna do next is work on the title. My title is really long. It says, I see your true colors shining through. They're beautiful like a rainbow. And I used both the white and the black thickers that are coming with the kit. For the I see your true colors shining through, I used the black. And then they're beautiful like a rainbow, I used the white. And what I would suggest is getting wax paper or a thicker alignment guide and laying out your title on those things first before just adhering down to the page. Because it's a really long title, but if you cut your page in the exact dimensions I cut mine, the O, the second O in the word colors, is going to fit right at that point. And then you can just work your way back down. And the spaces, they are very close together. So I'm going to line them all up on this alignment guide. And then I'm gonna hold it up here to make sure that it all fits. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna speed it up while I do this part. Okay, the title is by far the most time-consuming part of this layout. So let's get this up here. And I am not doing this here for you to see because it's even longer and more boring, but I actually add a little adhesive under all of my thickers, like all the time, because I don't trust that they're gonna stick for years. But I am not going to do that in this video because it just takes so long. So normally I would go back in and pull every single letter before I push it down good and put a little adhesive on the back and just push one letter at a time. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this side, and then I'm gonna work on the white letters that say they're beautiful like a rainbow in the same exact way that you just saw me do that. But I am going to skip through that because it takes so long. So when I come back, it will all be done. Now that your alphabet is done and the pictures are dry, the paint on the pictures is dry, we're going to adhere the rest of the pieces of this layout. So one goes there. And one picture goes up here. Okay, and this little tag that says love, 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 this life, I didn't really want this life to show. Instead, I wanted it to say just love, love, love. So I kind of buried it slightly underneath. And you'll see how I'm gonna cover up where it said this life. I'm going to take a sticker. Okay guys, had a little technical difficulties. So you missed me taping down this clipboard and the sticker that says do your thing, but I did pop this sticker that says do your thing up on some dimensional adhesive, and it covered up those words in that love cut apart right there. So the next thing that you're going to do is grab your stickers and add a few embellishment clusters on your layout. I started with the stickers up here, and it's mainly the circle stickers and the what are these called? Hexagon stickers is what I used. So I put a hexagon and a circle on each area. And I am not sure if this got cut off when I said this before. And if you have a picture right here that has important things right here where it gets covered up, you can move all of these things up a little so it's not covering up anything important on your picture. And then next to each of these clusters, I put some of these little gold iridescent dots. I put 2 up there and 3 of them. There's a whole bunch of them on this sticker sheet, but I did use some on the next page too. So I just used 6 total on this side. I put 2 up there, 3 over here, and 1 down here. And that is the first side of the layout, all done. Now we can start working on the right-hand side of the layout, and you're going to start with your other rainbow paper, and you're going to adhere the 6" by 12" piece that you had left over of white down on this paper. Now you can put it all the way up to the edge over here, but I wanted to leave a little bit of that rainbow showing. So that's how I did that. And then again, we're going to take the 4 faux photos that I have here. You could use 4x6, two 4x6 photos, or different combinations of different sizes, but for this layout, I used 4x3 photos. And you want to mat, if you're matting your photos, you'll want to mat them on the rest of this blue paper that you have left over. But I wanted to keep painting my photos the same color as the rainbow stripes. So I painted the edges with the makeup wedge again. Of my top photo is yellow. The next one I did red. The next one I did the same blue that I used on the last page. And the last one I'm going to use this green color of acrylic paint. And I'm going to go ink the edges of those and let them dry. It's the same technique that I just showed you earlier in the video when I did the ones for the other side. My pictures might still be a little damp on the edges, but I'm just going to adhere them anyway. That's why I'm being kind of careful when I'm touching them. They can just butt right up to one another. On here. Voila. There are the pictures. Then you want to start getting the embellishments ready. And all of the embellishments that I used on this came from these two pieces of paper, this one cut apart, and the leftover piece of branding strip that I had, little piece left over. And then we are going to use the white alphabets on this page too, but I'm just gonna set those off to the side for right now. I'm gonna set them off to the side. I did use dimensional adhesive to pop up some of these things on my layout. And what I'm gonna do now while I'm talking to you is just start at the top with the yellow section and work my way down. So when I made this layout originally, I cut all these stickers out with the backing still on them. Like I cut them out of the sticker sheet and laid them all out first to make sure everything looked correctly before I started adhering things down. But since I know where they go and I'm looking at my original layout while I'm putting this sample together for you, it's much easier. So I used the yellow little, I think it's a number 3. It says 3 right there, but I didn't care that it said 3. I just wanted to use it. And then you make the world more colorful. And next is the word currently. And I popped the currently up on pop dots. And then I used this little yellow flower. Kind of stuck him in there. And then this little yellow parakeet. And slipped under that parakeet. I think I should have put it down first. Is a bigger yellow flower. Let me do this. And then we have the word smile, which is fussy cut from this. My scissors here. Fussy cut from this paper. And I didn't allow any of the blue to show through. I cut it exactly the size of the yellow flag because I didn't want there to be a bunch of blue up there. And stick that guy in here. Okay, and then there's somewhere on here is a tiny yellow star right there. And one of these gold little dots and another gold dot up here. And then there's another gold dot that's actually on my picture over here. And then there is the pink flower with 2 sprigs of leaves. And I popped it up on pop dots. Sometimes I have to cut my little dimensional adhesive so it fits. Before I adhere that though, I want to adhere with this pink swatch and the life captured not swatch, sticker. And then we can adhere this one up there. So far that's looking pretty good. And then we'll take this little tag and stick him out from right there. And a red heart. This is the Stuff That Matters sticker. Goes right here. Oops, before I stuck that down, I should have stuck this orangey colored flower down. I'm gonna lift him up, stick this orange flower right underneath there. And then the other red heart I stuck on my photo. And again, I stuck some little gold dots down. And I've got a little tiny pink heart right there. And then I'm gonna take this orangey flower and pop him up on adhesive, dimensional adhesive. He's gonna slide in right there. And then the next thing is this little color swatch. I should have put him underneath these flowers. Let me try to lift them up. Yeah, he just slides right underneath those flowers. I should have put him down first, but I didn't. And then we'll get to this piece of the branding strip, and I'm just gonna cut, I don't know, probably about 2.5 inches, and then cut in to make the little tail. That goes right about here. Okay, and then this Shine Bright flag sticker is also popped up on dimensional adhesive. Designing this layout took a lot longer than what is taking right now to stick everything down. So when you're referring back to stick all of this down, it's probably good to refer to the pictures that are on your instruction sheet or on the website. You can zoom in pretty close. That little flag goes right there. A little blue star goes right there. The black star goes up here. A little orange heart I stuck up here too. And a couple more of these gold iridescent circle confetti pieces. Go there. A couple more. I stuck one more on my picture right here. Okay, the next piece that you'll do is this little blue teal swatch. And then this teal little parakeet. I made him kind of tilted down a little because I didn't want him to look identical to the next parakeet that's coming up. There's a green star right here and a blue heart overlaps on my picture. And again, some of these little gold confetti pieces. And then I cut the word laugh out of this paper. Again, I didn't let any of the blue background show. I cut it the exact, right up to the green. And laugh overlaps my little parakeet's feet. And then I used the heart tab, little heart banner. And then the little star one, I just staggered it down a little bit. And the word happy day is over there. And then this last swoosh of green. And then this parakeet I popped up on Pop Dots because it's been a while since something was popped up on Pop Dots. I just try to vary it with what's popped up. It's usually something that's always on the top layer, of course, and I just try to keep it even, like that's popped up, that's popped up, that's popped up, that's popped up, and then this green parakeet is popped up. So it's spread out throughout the layout. And then after I get this little parakeet guy on, whoops. Okay, we've got a couple more of those confetti pieces. One's right there. One's right here. And whoops, I just tore it off. One's right there. But I just tore the top of that sticker off. The bottom, the sticky part. Okay, the last one is right there. And that is all that I have on this page. And then I made my title. And my title, since I had so many stickers and my first page words were part of the song True Colors, my title over here is I See Your True Colors, That's Why I Love You. And everything works out great for that title, except we are short one letter E. So I'm gonna show you what I did to make my E. So I'm just gonna start placing these down. And I will speed this up after I get this first word down. So I see, I realize there's two more E's there, but I use them down here. So there's one E short. So I take an F, because I didn't want to change my whole words on both of my pages just for being one letter short. So I took an F, and then I took part of, what letter did I take? I just took any letter that I didn't use a lot of. So we will take another F. And we're just gonna cut, just cut right here. Just cut the end of the top of the F off, because that will be the right length and everything. See what I did? I just cut the top of the F off, stuck it on the bottom, and since these are foam stickers with glitter on them, you cannot even see the line where they meet. And that is how I made the E. I like Frankensteined it. And then the rest of the letters, there's plenty to use. So I'm going to speed up this part because it's pretty boring watching me put letters down. Okay, now this is the end of me putting my title on, and this layout is complete. I stamped the date right here on my layout, and that is both pages. I will put close-ups of both of these pages at the end of this video, but that is how you put together the May 2021 Not Just for Boys page kit. Thanks, guys. Bye.